Good day, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I am your host, the voice of reason. Today, we're continuing our ongoing coverage of global conflicts, military, and foreign affairs around the world to include what is happening right now in the United States. So, before we jump into our ongoing review of what's happening between the Russian Federation and the North Atlantic Treaty Organization and its Ukrainian proxy forces, we want to pay attention to what is happening here in the ununited states. Now, obviously, the election could have serious ramifications on the ongoing war between the Russian Federation and NATO and Ukraine. Now, recently, within the last 48 hours, we have seen the rhetoric from the Kamala Harris figurehead campaign, and I call her the figurehead, because she is not really, or will not really, be the El Presidente of the United States, as Joseph Biden is not the El Presidente of the United States. We really don't know who is running the country at this point, but be assured it is not Joseph Biden, and it will not be Kamala Harris. She may be called El Presidente Harris, but she will not really be the El Presidente. Not going to happen. Will not be allowed by the powers that be. Now, on the other end, we have Donald J. Trump, former president. Possibly, some believe he should still be the president of the United States. Now, given what is happening with the election process, what we know has happened in the past, what we know they are preparing for, the likelihood that Kamala Harris will become the next figurehead leader of the United States is highly probable. Highly probable. Now, at the same time, we are seeing the rhetoric of Kamala Harris take on a tone that we have really never seen in a presidential election or an election here in the former United States. Now, for many of you, you've had the opportunity. If you have not, I encourage you to look at some very recent video clips of Kamala Harris yelling and screaming, "Never again, never again," in a very loud, very aggressive tone that never again will Donald Trump be the president of the United States. At the same time, Harris is calling Donald Trump a fascist. Outright fascist. He's an unstable fascist, as I believe was her exact words multiple times. So why is she saying that? Well, she is preparing her base, her supporters, for the onset of civil conflict here in the United States. They know it's coming. How do we know it's coming? Well, how do we know they know it's coming? This article, this directive right here. DoD Directive 5240.01. DoD intelligence and intelligence-related activities and defense intelligence component assistance to law enforcement agencies and other civil authorities. This is a very deep directive that you really have to dive into and get your legalese going and look at exactly what they are saying. Now, I'm not going to read this entire article. Purpose: implements executive orders, establishes policy and provides direction for DoD intelligence and intelligence-related activities, assigns responsibilities, and provides guidelines for defense intelligence, component intelligence assistance to law enforcement agencies and other civil authorities. Now, look, there's always been a very, very fine line on not allowing the U.S. military to turn on its population, on its populace. This DoD directive makes that easier. It cuts a lot of red tape for direct military assistance to federal, local, state, municipal law enforcement agencies. Now, if you go down to this one paragraph, we're going to go down. I apologize. Obviously, a very here under permissible assistance, 3.2. In accordance with Section 2.6 as amended, unless otherwise precluded by such or applicable law, presidential directive, or other EO or policy, and except as indicated in paragraphs. And then if you go down here, 1, cooperating with appropriate law enforcement agencies to protect the IC's employees, information, property, and facilities of any element. Unless otherwise precluded by law, participating in law enforcement activities to investigate or prevent clandestine intelligence activities by foreign powers or their agents, international terrorist activities, or international narcotics activities, providing specialized equipment, technical knowledge, or assistance of expert personnel for use of any federal department or agency, or when lives are in danger, to support state and local law enforcement agencies. Subsection 4, when lives are in danger, rendering any other lawful assistance to law enforcement agencies or other civil authorities, provided such assistance is consistent with and has been approved by an official, pursuant to Section 2 of this issuance. Such official will ensure that the legal office of the providing DoD component concurs in such assistance. Dissemination of intelligence information where such information may be relevant to a violation of any federal or state law within the recipient's jurisdiction in accordance with Section 271. Disseminating lawfully collected information reasonably believed to indicate a violation of federal, state, local, and or foreign laws in accordance with the August 22, 1995 Memorandum of Understanding between the DoD and the Department of Justice or other applicable memorandums of understanding. Well, this is preparatory activity for the massive civil conflict that is just weeks away. Civil conflict is very likely. You should be concerned. Look, we have, again, as I'd mentioned at the start of the episode, we have a sitting vice president who has essentially, at least on the surface, taken power from the current president. The current president has disappeared. And you have the sitting vice president who, let's just face it, is acting as if she is the El Presidente. And she is calling the former president and leading opposition candidate 75 million Americans voted for Donald Trump. 75 million Americans. Quite possibly many more. And Kamala Harris is calling this individual a fascist and can never be in a leadership position as president of the United States. Again, on top of that, she and they are trying to put him in prison. They're using the power of the state, the swipe of her pen, to place the leading opposition figure in prison. If that is not banana republic type politics, I don't know what is. Hence the term El Presidente. Yeah. He is a fascist who can never again sit in the office of president. At the same time, DOD Directive 5240.01. Think about it. I think we are about to watch something occur that this country, the United States, the un-United States right now, has never seen in its history. Ever. Now, back to what is happening in and around the Ukraine. The war of attrition by the Russian Federation continues. If we go and we look at recent offensive activity, are running from just to the west and to the northeast of Volhodar, we can see significant ongoing Russian military operations. And let's just go back where you, the viewer, can see exactly what I'm talking about. So watch this area, or my cursor. This is the Donbass offensive that is continuing. Look towards Volhodar, look in this area here as we move forward. The envelopment operations are continuing. And obviously the Ukrainian state under Volodymyr Zelensky is incredibly concerned about the upcoming American elections. This is going to have ramifications because many Americans, millions upon millions upon millions of Americans, believe that the United States should not be spending hundreds of billions of dollars on the Ukraine. What is happening right now did not have to happen, yet it is. And outside of a direct intervention, by the armed forces of the United States and Western European allies, which would lead to World War III, the Russians are not going to win, are not going to lose this conflict. Not going to happen. We're continuing to see these envelopment operations. They will go through the fall. They will go through the winter. And then, in all probability, we'll see another large-scale Russian offensive midsummer. And we anticipate that this war could be wound up, could be finished by late summer, going into late 2025, early 2026 at this point. So we will continue our coverage. As always, thank you for joining us. More to come very, very soon. Have a good day.